Guests were the creative team producing a biopic about Marquette coach Al McGuire, with the plan to start filming that movie here in Milwaukee next year. You can catch up on those conversations on the What's on Tap podcast at WTMJ.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Tonight, though, we shift our focus from film to the stage. You're going to be one of the first to know about the big plans for this summer's Shakespeare in the Park series. You'll also meet the lively ladies from Wisconsin. You can watch on tonight's premiere of this season of CBS's reality show, The Amazing Race. Find out how you can get your mouth on the tastiest treats for St. Patrick's Day weekend. Got your chance to win Donny Osmond concert tickets when he comes to Milwaukee June 7th to perform at the Riverside Theater. And I'm excited to serve up a song by Whammy Award-winning Wisconsin women, the Whiskey Bells, on the song you need to hear tonight. But first, you just heard it, some of the biggest local news today. President Joe Biden visiting Milwaukee. And coincidentally, the last time President Biden was in town on December 20th, Milwaukee historian John Gerda was my guest on What's on Tap. And I want to share with you this presidential history in Milwaukee from that conversation I had. With President Biden in town today, I immediately went, how many other presidents have been here? Because isn't it lore that the Pfister, every sitting president has stayed overnight there?
I think a couple missed, but just about everybody since McKinley.
But that's a lot.
That's
quite a tradition.
That's a whole lot of presidential suites.
And then also in downtown Milwaukee, I immediately think of Teddy Roosevelt.
Me too. That's probably the most scary in a lot of ways presidential story. Teddy Roosevelt was out of office, running for president as a third-party candidate on the progressive ticket. And he was here in 1912 in October to give a speech at what is now the Miller High Life Theater, when then was the auditorium. And a schizophrenic named John Schrank had been tracking him all around the United States, trying to shoot him. So it was security was somewhat lighter in those days. So what happened was he's leaving the Gilpatrick Hotel around where the Hyatt Regency is today, and at almost point-blank range, as Roosevelt was getting into his car, Schrank pulled the trigger and put a bullet into Roosevelt's chest. He staggered, did not fall, and insisted on being delivered to the auditorium to give his speech. So talk about macho. And he walked onto the stage, and someone, his introducer, had said he'd been shot, and people, not true. He opened his coat to show this blood-soaked shirt and still seeping out. So the gasps in the crowd. Let's talk about an introduction.
Yeah.
And he gave an hour-long speech with a bullet in his chest, and almost fell a couple times, but insisted on going through. And what had happened, they discovered soon after, was that the bullet was a .38 caliber bullet, a lot of power to it. His speech was 50 pages folded over once in his vest pocket, and he had a metal glasses case and a thick overcoat. So the bullet went right there. If he'd been a couple inches either side, we would be talking about the late President Roosevelt here in Milwaukee. So that saved him from being a fatality in Milwaukee. But he carried around that bullet under his fourth rib for the rest of his life.
I never knew it wasn't removed. Wow. Yep. He was a sturdy president.
Yeah, the Rough Rider.
Milwaukee historian John Gerda. He has many, many fascinating, important stories from Wisconsin's past. And if you watch the WTMJ YouTube stream on the screen during John's story, there is a photo of the plaque that stands in Milwaukee's Hyatt Hotel that has photos from that day and just commemorates that moment in our Milwaukee presidential history. And you may have seen John Gerda documentaries on Milwaukee PBS, and he has written over 20 books. You can learn a lot more and browse his books at his website, johngerda.com. That's Gurda. Just a real treasure, and always a joy to chat with him. Summertime and Shakespeare have been a great combination in Milwaukee for over a decade. Be the first to find out what they have planned for this year. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
I-94, eastbound. A semi just came to a screeching stop in the center lane. I think he's broken down right there.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
On southbound I-94, right around Drexel Avenue, there's a wreck in the left lane, and the left lane is blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
I'm Sandy Maxx with WTMJ, and you deserve the best. Your parents deserve the best. Is it the stage now where it's just getting difficult to maintain a home? Winter was not as bad as it has been in the past with snow and ice. Just got a couple of bouts of that. But here comes spring, and you worry about the basement maybe flooding or gutters getting full, just all that kind of housework. Well, maybe this is the perfect year to donate the shovels, the salt buckets, the rakes, all that good stuff, and let the kind folks at Three Pillars handle it all for you or for your parents. Located in scenic Lake Country, Three Pillars is Wisconsin's top-rated senior living community. It's a safe, serene setting for you, for your loved ones, and they offer a full continuum of care, so they're covered every step of the way. Make an appointment to tour Three Pillars. Do it today at threepillars.org.
Find a cascade of ideas for your home, garden, and outdoor living spaces at the Realtors Home and Garden Show, presented by Unilock. Stop by State Fair Park and let the inspiration flow. Gather pro tips at the seminar stage and chat with area contractors who can make your renovation dreams come true. The Realtors Home and Garden Show runs March 22nd through the 30th. Visit mkehgs.com for info.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Like buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Goodyear tires. And half off a 26-piece Performance Tool color-coded screwdriver set, $19.99. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just a limited time in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Unroll the scroll. I feel like we need trumpets to herald this announcement. I am welcoming to What's on Tap Optimist Theater Executive Director Susan Scott Fry. And Susan, what is your announcement for this summer?
Oh, Sandy, sit down and hold on to your armchair. And if you don't have an armchair, get something with arms. Shakespeare in the Park is transforming into Shakespeare in the City.
Oh, it sounds like a takeover.
I thought that, but I wasn't going to say it out loud. Thank you for going there. I appreciate you being the one to officially break that news that Shakespeare is taking over Milwaukee. Instead of doing our traditional, we started in 2010, and every year we have done 1 title. This year, we're not going to 2 titles. We're going to 4 titles and bring everybody into the Shakespeare Love World Fest.
So tell us more. What are the 4 shows that will be happening in 50 performances from June through August?
I have partnered up with some local theater troupes, and we're doing a combination of some new original programming, and we're going to remount some really fun Shakespeare programming. Also, Optimist is still producing our very own show. And so the Optimist show is a 1-person Hamlet, which sounds like it could be fascinating and chaotic, and you would be right. No pressure on this one actor. None whatsoever. And I'm especially delighted to announce that the person who is going to be starring in our 1-person Hamlet is a woman, local Milwaukee actor Libby Amato, who is also the company manager over at Next Act. She's equally nervous and thrilled.
Well, that's an exciting challenge. It's also an exciting challenge for you expanding this Shakespeare experience in our city.
It is.
Because your real mission is to make Shakespeare, which can seem stuffy and kind of aloof and far away and stilted, make it really accessible with these types of interpretations and performances.
Absolutely, you nailed it. This expansion is not only our opportunity to get out into more locations and to reach more people, but the structure of the performances is very purposeful. We also have a performance of it's sort of a takeoff on A Midsummer Night's Dream. Very physical, very fun, fast-paced, not a lot of fourth wall. I'm hoping that we connect with people who respond to just the visual and that kind of energy. We have a show that is Romeo and Juliet, kind of, sort of, which is actually its title. And it's a parody. So it's text-based. And it's through that lens, that comic lens of parody, which is so accessible. So that's going to appeal to a whole nother audience. And then, drum roll, we have puppets.
Wait a minute! I drum rolled over the punchline here. What's the fourth show?
Puppets. We have puppets doing Macbeth, because puppets should take on the serious work. Talk about super, super accessible. I can just see people walking by the park on their way to the grocery store or wherever and going, what is going on over there? Is that puppets? What's happening? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, they are being exposed to Shakespeare delivered in this really fun, unique sort of fashion. One of the really cool things about the puppets, too, is this is not, the sock puppets that we all did in our parents' living room in the evening. These, the designers have been mentored by Muppeteers.
Wow.
And so these are good puppets. These are really, really creative and versatile. And I'm super excited specifically about the puppet show, I got to tell you.
Oh, and that appeals to all ages. The success of a Tony Award-winning show like Avenue Q and just the appeal of the fondness of Sesame Street. You really can, like you said, I think we think of a broad audience like, wow, that really nails it.
I think so.
Where can you see Shakespeare in the Park, and what other plans does Optimist Theater have in store? Learn more with enthusiastic Executive Director Susan Scott Fry next on What's on Tap.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news! Our retirement-ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. And here's one who was determined to avoid surgery. Meet Vicky.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Spring is in the air, and so are the savings at Griffin. Picture this. For only $179.95, we offer an all-exclusive package to spruce your ride up. Get an oil change, tire rotation, air filter, wiper blades, multi-point inspection, battery check, and heat inspection. And the best part, no matter where you are, north, south, or west side of town, Griffin has your automotive needs covered. Our skilled technicians are ready to give your car the VIP treatment it deserves. So why wait? Drive over to Griffin and let us make your March memorable. At Griffin, we're not just about cars, we're about your satisfaction. Call or visit for details and restrictions. Spring forward with Griffin, where excellence meets the road.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I'm Gina Della from Pella. Pella's free in-home consultations make replacing or redesigning your windows and doors easy. We go beyond just measuring and handing you a quote by listening and educating you on all of your product options. And with DesignWorks, you can see what your home will look like before you buy. Order by March 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. I am Sandy Maxx. If you're skeptical about Shakespeare, this summer could change your mind. My special guest right now on What's on Tap is Optimist Theater Executive Director Susan Scott Fry. She has announced that Milwaukee's first Shakespeare Festival will happen in August at Forest Home Cemetery. And instead of one show, there will be 4 shows in several parks this summer. And Susan, what parks will have Shakespearean performances and workshops?
3 of the shows are still fairly large, still take up a fairly decent sized footprint. And so we're going to be in some of the larger parks, Lincoln, Sherman. And Lincoln and Sherman, I have to make a special mention. Those are the 2 parks where over the years we have created the strongest relationships with. So each of those parks are going to get 4 days of programming this summer. So we're really going to saturate those 2. And I'm touting them because they're some of their favorites. I love them. We're going to be in Humboldt Park, Lake Park. One of my very favorite locations is Forest Home Cemetery. Yes.
Lots of history there. It's an experience.
Yes.
And an arboretum.
And an arboretum, so it's gorgeous. Tons of trees. It's beautiful. It has turned into one of our most popular destinations for Shakespeare in the Park. So it's one of the reasons we selected it for our Milwaukee Shakespeare Festival, where we're going to do everything, all of the shows, all in one day at Forest Home Cemetery. We'll just take over the cemetery that day.
That's great that you'll be all around the city all summer and a focused festival. That's exciting.
If you're expanding with all kinds of new programming, getting into some new neighborhoods, you'll want to add a festival on top of that, Sandy.
Ambitious. But this proves that you have a true love for Shakespeare. How did you discover Shakespeare in your life? On screen, in a book, in school?
It was when I was 10 years old. And this is typical. I ask people, so how did your Shakespeare addiction happen? And it's so often, it's when you were young. My mother gave me a copy of Macbeth in book form. And she handed it to me and said, I got this for you, but, you won't be able to read it for a while. It's a little old for you. My mother knew my buttons, so I immediately devoured it. Didn't understand a word, but I knew it was special, and I got the rhythm, and I got the meaning, which is a thing about Shakespeare. If you give it a shot, you're going to get it. There's so much to it, and I did get it, and I know a lot of people can, and they're always surprised. People are always surprised when they do.
I don't think I'm addicted to Shakespeare, but I certainly am sentimental about it, and it's one of those categories of theater and art that just keeps delivering the older you get. You get more of the layers. You see a different interpretation of it, and you're drawn into this world, and you're fascinated that it's by a man who existed hundreds of years ago. And I say sentimental because where I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, they had Shakespeare in the Park in our Central Park. And it was a magical, memorable way to experience Shakespeare on a park bench with my parents. And then I went to a performing arts school, so some of my schoolmates would get cast. So you'd go and see them and support them. And it was cool to see that stage set up in the park all year round, because then in the winter you go, I can't wait to see what they do this year. So there's a joy in Shakespeare in the Park itself as an entity, but also, like you said, this is going to be a gateway for young people to discover Shakespeare and for adults of all ages to rediscover Shakespeare or go, I didn't enjoy it in school, but maybe I'll give it another shot.
Right. This is a good way to do that. We always have people who raise their hands when in the curtain speech we ask how many people have ever been to outdoor theater or even live theater, we do get people who raise their hands, so they're giving it a shot. And a lot of hands will go up when we ask the Shakespeare question. I am so excited about Louisville. I have not been there, but it is one of the granddaddies of Shakespeare in the Park.
Aww.
So being able to go there when you were young and knowing to look forward to it, that's wonderful. And I can totally understand why. Their reputation is amazing.
I'm charmed to know that Louisville has such a reputation in the Shakespearean world.
When I had the idea to start Shakespeare in the Park back in 2009, it was one of the first things that I did was just start researching who's doing this, what sort of city demographics does this really work for, kind of getting an idea of whether is Milwaukee the place. Turns out, yes, Milwaukee's the place. It's perfect.
Seems like this summer is going to be Milwaukee's summer. So one more time, Optimus presents Shakespeare in the City. What are the 4 shows?
The 4 shows that are going to be around the city are Hamlet, one-man Hamlet, one-person Hamlet in our case, Another Midsummer Night's Dream, the comedy of Romeo and Juliet, kind of, sort of, and Macbeth by the Park Puppet Players. And our theater games, we are going to have our The Play's the Thing theater games sessions.
Let us know what the website is for us to keep up with the schedule and make the plans for Shakespeare in the City.
Absolutely. Optimist Theater, we do TRE at the end, .org.
Thank you very, very much. I will speak with you anon because I will want to know more about the different organizations that you are partnering with this summer.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Free family fun this summer, and from Shakespeare to scurrying all around the globe to win $1 million. Meet the Wisconsin women who start that journey on your TV screen tonight. But time now for an update from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here's Jack Grau.
Good evening, Sandy. The University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents unanimously approved Dr. James Beebe to be the next chancellor for UW-La Crosse. He's currently provost and vice president for academic affairs at Keene State College in New Hampshire. He'll begin his new role on July 1st. A bill clearing the way for Wisconsin to start building a network of electric vehicle charging stations along the state's interstates and highways is headed to Governor Tony Evers. The Senate passed the bill yesterday. Governor Evers is expected to sign the bill. However, how soon the first charging stations will be built is unclear. And drop boxes for voting could return to Wisconsin elections. The state Supreme Court agreed to hear a challenge to a July 2022 ruling that banned the use of drop boxes to return absentee ballots. Elias Law Group filed the lawsuit and also seeks to undo a ruling from a Waukesha County judge banning election clerks from filling in missing address information on absentee ballots. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Definitely some areas that you want to avoid this evening if you're on the roads. 94 North closed beyond Drexel Avenue because of a crash. That crash creating lots of backed up traffic going all the way down to Caledonia. And then as we look closer to downtown Milwaukee on 94, seeing lots of stopped and slowed traffic around the stadium interchange. So avoid those 2 areas if you can. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a low of 42 this evening, and a chance of showers on Thursday, a high of 45. Expecting rain tomorrow, up to an inch. On Friday, a high of 48 and mostly sunny. Saturday, lots of rain throughout the weekend, a high of 54 Saturday with a chance of showers. On Sunday, a high of 41 with a chance of rain and a chance of snow. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is approaching 6:32.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Increase in taxes while families are paying more for everything from gas to groceries is wrong. Milwaukee voters should oppose increase in property taxes by nearly 30% in order to provide increased funding, yet again, to Milwaukee Public Schools. They've already wasted nearly $1 billion in new taxpayer funding, and now they want more? They don't even have a plan on how they'll spend it. Enough is enough. Milwaukee voters should just say no.
Paid for by Enough is Enough. Vote no.
Discover wants everyone to feel special with 24/7 customer service as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris are joined by ESPN NBA writer Jamal Collier.
People shouldn't overlook that because he has been consistently dominant every single night.
Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Dan, what do you think are the top 3 reasons people buy from us at Inspired Closets?
Katie, that's easy. Our 3D design software, 4 ironclad guarantees, and our lifetime warranty.
Plus, we're honest and transparent in our pricing. We don't over-design. And we're a local family-owned business.
Clients need to know that we are a different closet company. We are designed completely around them.
And we're a wife and husband team.
Visit us at inspiredclosetsmke.com.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
All aboard the Amazing Race Charter. You're going to the Kingdom of Jordan. For the first time in Amazing Race history.
Remember, you're here for a reason. A new Amazing Race, Wednesdays on CBS.
That is tonight. I am Sandy Maxx, and you just heard an exciting promotion for the reality show race to destinations all around the world, the Amazing Race. Wisconsin women to watch on tonight's premiere at 8:30 on CBS 58 and get to know these lively ladies in this chat on WTMJ's new show Spanning the State with Kristen Bry.
All right, well, if you're a fan of The Amazing Race, you have a new Wisconsin duo to root for this season, which starts Wednesday, March 13th, this Wednesday. And in studio with us are our Wisconsin duo, firefighting moms, Sunny Pulver and Busy Smith, your best friends. Firefighters, Edgerton and New Berlin.
Thanks for having us so much.
Oh my God,
it's an honor, yeah.
How was the audition process for this?
The audition process, we did a video. I asked her if she wanted to do The Amazing Race with me.
That was the first step.
And she's like, within a millisecond, she was like, yes.
Of course I do.
The next day, we filmed the audition video, and within an hour, they're like, we freaking love you guys. If you pass your background checks, you're on.
Everything is gold.
I think we're just a fun duo to watch.
What was the prompt as far as send a video to do X? You don't have to show fits of strength or some kind of physical ability?
So when we looked back and saw other people's audition videos that they posted in the past, we're like, okay, we need a hook. We need something that draws us. We need a team name.
We're female firefighters, and we're moms. We are the hook.
We just started collaborating like that, and we're like, this is what we are. And so that's kind of how we're team firefighter moms.
So now that it's done, we can't talk about a lot of it. There's NDAs and everything. But as far as in the range of physical and hard things you've accomplished, being moms, being firefighters, doing Tough Mudder, doing the 30 flights of stair challenge, wearing all of your firefighting gear. Where does this rank as far as difficulty?
Honestly, like I give a whole new credit once I became a mom to all the moms out there. So shout out to all the moms that put in a lot of work. It's a lot of work with nothing like ingratitude.
So having a toddler harder than the Amazing Race.
Absolutely. If you can have a toddler,
you can run the Amazing
and navigate
Race.
that successfully. And you can do that.
I was shocked on how little people from previous seasons sweat, because I am drenched in sweat 100% of the time, and I'm just like, I don't remember Kim and Penn like breaking a sweat.
So I will say, where we went was hot, and that was the first thing Busy said was like, I sweat easily. And I'm gonna look like I sweat, and I don't want.
There's no hiding. It's not a Miss America contest.
Yeah.
You're not there to look pretty, right?
Thank God, because girls loves to sweat. You are like go all day. This is like 8 hours of filming a day, 12 hours of filming a day, and there are certain tasks where you're in it and you're grinding, you're gritting it out, and
as far as physically, though, I will say it's on you. What you put into it, you get out of it, which is the common theme of life, really.
Knowing what we all know now about reality TV, sometimes it's not always real. Yeah. There are sometimes producers in there meddling and trying to create plot lines and rivalries. Okay. Are you nervous at all for the editing of what actually happened versus what's on?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I am so nervous. Busy is like, you got this, girl. You're fine. I'm like, I'm having nightmares. I wake up in sweats like, oh, this is not going to be good.
She goes, I think I threw you under the bus. Or I think I was a little sassy that episode.
Yeah.
Or, so we'll see how that works out. But as far as like this show being rigged, I was disappointed on how unrigged this show is.
Really?
Like, I wish it was more rigged, because I think we would have gotten more airtime if it was more rigged.
What was that like to be moms and say, well, for 30 days, good luck, husband?
My father-in-law is a super fan of the show. And he said, if you get on The Amazing Race, we'll worry about the kids. And I'm just like, Dad, I got to tell you something. I made the show. So.
And my husband,
got 3 kids.
I said, I want to put in for this. How do you feel about being a parent for 30 days, like you're on your own? And he's like, I got this, no problem. I'm like, you don't have this.
How'd they do?
I had my mom.
They survived.
They all survived, but I did have extra help that I coordinated. And when I got back, I was like, how did everything go? He's like, thank you so much.
Last question. Are you having a premiere watch party on Wednesday?
Yes, we are. We're actually having 2 because we're an hour away from each other. So Busy's having one on Wednesday and I'm having one on Saturday.
Our premiere watch party will be at Eagle Park Brewery in Muskego. The party will start about 7:30 and we'll wrap up the party about 10:30.
And mine is at 7:30 at headquarters in Oregon on Saturday, and everybody's welcome.
And this will be my first season watching, because I usually have not been, I'm not always a reality TV person, but now I have to watch for you two, because the energy you bring.
I think once you see it too, and you know the people that are on it, it's totally different too.
We are the funnest. We may not be fun on the surface, but we are the funnest group. The 2 moms.
Sunny Pulver and Busy Smith. Find them on The Amazing Race this Wednesday, March 13th. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
First responders, so I want them to come in first place on The Amazing Race, don't you? Such fun spotlighting Wisconsin women on WTMJ's Spanning the State with Kristen Bry. You can listen afternoons from 1 till 3. And concert announcement, if you missed it, a fun summer show that is going to be at the Riverside Theater on June 7th. He was a teen heartthrob for a lot of people in the 70s. Donny Osmond is going to be in Milwaukee, and how would you like to go? For free. It's my pleasure to treat you to a pair of tickets. Actually, 2 winners right now. Callers 13 and 14. 1-855-616-1620. Callers 13 and 14 set you up with a pair of tickets to see Donny Osmond in Milwaukee, June 7th at the Riverside Theater. I'm told it's an energetic show because he's bringing it from Las Vegas and he's going to tell stories and sing songs. So it's Donny Osmond, June 7th, Riverside Theater. Callers 13 and 14, 1-855-616-1620. I am Sandy Maxx with creatively flavored cream puffs. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Meet Alan. who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
I know it's hard to believe that someone who charges almost 40% less than another can actually do the same job just as well, and maybe even better. But when it comes to our agents, when you give us a chance, you'll see we're pretty good. We know the market and our expertise is second to none. We just charge less. Why pay 6% when a Benefit Realty agent can help you sell your home just as effectively for 3.9%? This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. Well, when we're letting you know that we're here, we're good, and we work for far less than most real estate agents, while still doing a great job for home buyers and sellers all across southeastern Wisconsin. You can believe what we say, or you can base the truth on what others say, like when you read our multitude of 5-star Google reviews, or when we can talk to you about our growth. The numbers don't lie, and they prove that more and more people are finding out the real value that Benefit Realty delivers. Why pay more when you can pay far less for full service? Benefit-realty.com.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
What's on Tap, as you know, is a show about culture and creativity. And here in Wisconsin and around the world, and one of our favorite Wisconsin traditions in summertime, original cream puffs at the Wisconsin State Fair. But a couple of creative spins on the cream puff are coming to us this weekend. I got the info for us from Original Cream Puffs Director of Marketing, Paula Hare. You have an exciting announcement because obviously, State Fair, signature food with the original recipe. But what do you have in store for St. Patrick's Day weekend?
Oh, my goodness. Well, for the first time ever, we are baking and serving St. Patrick's cream puff. So our 2 flavors are Irish cream and mint chocolate cream puffs. And we determined that St. Patrick's Day would be an amazing time to have a special flavor because we realized that 61% of people celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And of that, this is just an amazing fact, 31% of people serve some kind of specialty St. Patrick's dish, corned beef and cabbage or potatoes or whatever.
Because we love
cream puffs would be
I would say we love a theme around here, you know?
Exactly. We surely do. So we thought, St. Patrick's cream puffs would be a great addition to St. Patrick's Day meals.
Well, it's a signature dessert item at State Fair, so why not have St. Patrick's Day inspired flavored cream puffs as your signature dish for your St. Pat celebration? Or, I'm telling you, they go great with coffee.
Oh, my gosh. They certainly do. And you know what, Sandy? Here's a little tip and a trick that you and your listeners might want to try. Buying a 3-pack or a 6-pack of Irish cream and a 3-pack or a 6-pack of mint chocolate and putting those 2 wonderful flavors together.
Oh, the smush.
Oh, Oh, a smush. Yes, they're incredible. We're super excited about the response we've had too. It's been amazing.
So you've gotten some pre-orders, but when can we actually get the Irish cream and mint chocolate cream puffs?
Our cream puffs will be available starting Friday, March 15th, and the drive-through opens at 11 o'clock. However, we may end up opening a little bit earlier. But right now we're opening at 11 o'clock through 5 o'clock. So starting on the 15th and also Saturday the 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and March 17th from 9 to 3. So those are our hours to get original cream puffs.
And I love that you're also going to kick this off on Friday morning in grand style, leaning all the way into the St. Patrick's Day theme. What kind of entertainment are the drive-thru guests going to be able to enjoy on Friday?
Oh, my goodness. Well, we have the world champion McNamara McCarthy Irish dancers on Friday morning to entertain our customers. And believe me, it's just a real treat to have them be part of our St. Patrick's celebration because, as you can imagine, these dancers are like booked solid the entire month of March. So we also have Peter Stanford, who is a bagpiper. Now, that's not his day job, but he's an incredible piper. So with our Irish dancers and our Irish cream puffs and Peter Stanford, our piper, we're going to be saying Sláinte to all of our customers. And if you don't know what that means cheers and health and just all things good in Gaelic.
Well, I would say the sounds of bagpipes in the air just creates that sound, and then the energy of Irish dance, working off those calories from the cream puffs.
Absolutely. Now, we have a couple of other surprises planned throughout the weekend.
Ooh.
Give
us a hint. Give us a hint, Paula. Come on.
Oh, Sandy. Okay, I will.
Okay, good. I'm ready.
Well, our mascot, Craven D. Cream Puff,
which is one of the best names ever for a mascot.
Isn't that great? I know.
Craven D. Puff.
Craven will be there to entertain our customers in the drive-through lines on Friday afternoon, most of the day on Saturday, and from, I think, noon to 5 on Sunday. So Craven will be giving customers their cream puffs, perhaps giving people their St. Patrick's Day beads, and just really helping the whole Irish celebration that we've got going on.
Craven D. Puff elevates the occasion, that's for sure, and I'm sure willing to pose for selfies.
Oh, absolutely.
Might even bust out a jig, I'm thinking.
Oh, hey, and I could teach Craven a jig.
Really?
Because, I'm Irish as they come, Sandy.
Did you? Well, then were you one of the quality assurance flavor checkers for the cream puffs?
Well, it's funny you should ask. Yes, I was, because I'm one of that 61% that celebrates St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, to me and my family, is really bigger than any holiday, certainly. So, and like I was saying, we celebrated St. Patrick's Day the entire month of March. So when we talked about having our St. Patrick's Day cream puffs with our two delicious flavors, I was all in, as you can imagine. I was all in on that.
You talk about celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and so we're going to celebrate Irish culture all weekend long, but you've got another big celebration this year for original cream puffs. What does this year mark? 2024.
Oh my gosh. We are so proud to be celebrating our 100th anniversary of baking cream puffs and our relationship with the Wisconsin Bakers Association and State Fair. So can you imagine? Cream puffs were part of 1924. They thought that it would be a wonderful way to highlight our dairy state. And in 1924, that's when cream puffs really were brought to Wisconsin and thought of by the Wisconsin State Fair. So we're pretty excited about our 100th anniversary this year. We've got all kinds of plans that fairgoers will be able to participate in that can't disclose them all now, Sandy, but we've got
I won't press you too hard, but I do have to think. I got to think you're going to have some special flavors lined up. Maybe for the RNC? Maybe some red, white, and blue cream puffs?
Oh, perhaps. We're not totally sure about that yet, but we definitely have some plans to celebrate our 100th. Can you imagine 100 years of cream puffs? It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
It's a wonderful and unique Wisconsin tradition that I love that you're excited about and you are celebrating all year long. Original Cream Puffs Director of Marketing Paula Hare, happy St. Patrick's Day weekend to you, and I look forward to tasting the Irish cream and mint chocolate cream puffs.
Yes, make sure you come early, and Saturday and Sunday are Friday is going to be a pretty busy day. Your listeners can come, and they don't have to pre-order, but we'd prefer them to pre-order, but they can come and just drive through. Saturday and Sunday are going to be great for people to come in and, get their cream puffs on Saturday and Sunday. Friday's going to be the greatest day of all, though. Like I said, Slanchava, everyone.
And what's the website to get all the info?
It's www.originalcreampuffs.com, and there's a little button that says pre-order, and that'll take you right to the order form. But like I said, you don't have to pre-order. Anybody can just drive up.
All right, you can chow down on cream puffs for St. Patrick's Day. Some people enjoy green beer. If you enjoy whiskey, stick around to hear the Whammy award-winning band, the Whiskey Bells, with the song you need to hear next.
Spectrum Business is made to work like your small business. Made to do it all with fast, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. And made to work with a small business budget. Get 600 megabit per second business internet for just $49.99 a month for 1 year with select bundles. Plus, get an unlimited mobile line for free. Visit spectrum.com/work to lock in this deal now. Learn more at spectrum.com/work. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Music director Ken David Mazur and the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra would like you to join them this month for Bachfest at the Bradley Symphony Center. The MSO presents 2 programs over the course of 3 days, each dedicated entirely to the genius of J.S. Bach. Highlights include the Brandenburg Concertos 1, 3, and 5, the Glorious Magnificat, which will feature vocal soloists and the MSO chorus, and the stunning Orchestral Suite No. 3, which contains the famous Air on the G string. Plus, world-renowned harpsichord Mahan Esfahani and celebrated Baroque violinist Rachel Ellen Wong will be the featured soloists in concertos for their instruments. Bachfest runs March 22nd through the 24th. Select one program or both, or on March 23rd, both in the same day. Visit MSO.org for tickets and detailed program information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
I love the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ's John Markier here. The historic restaurant was recently voted one of the top supper clubs in the area. First opened in 1933, has been serving fabulous dinners for almost 90 years in their rustic timber structure. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free 7 days a week. Buy one, get one free. Every Wednesday, when you buy one world-class prime rib dinner, your second prime rib dinner is free. Order any dinner on the menu. Your second one is free. Made from scratch desserts, buy one, get one free. Add a Manhattan, an old-fashioned, or choose from over 100 wines to accent your dinner. The Fox and Hounds is family-owned and one of the most unique and affordable supper clubs in Wisconsin. Your second dinner is always free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east and in the shadows of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. As the seasons begin to change, the drive is just beautiful. Got to check it out. Enjoy a free prime rib dinner tonight or any entree. Tables are still open. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It'll lift your spirits. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Women's History Month continues in March, and the talented trio of harmonious gals with a clever sense of humor and won 3 Whammy Awards last year. The Whiskey Bells have the song you need to hear tonight. It's Whiskey Woman on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Mister, I can see you're looking at me, and man, I know exactly what you think. You see a sweet and pretty future, darling, but mister, you should see me when I drink. A beer is nice enough for watching football. A Cabernet, if that's the best you got. And if you want the finest I can offer, get the whiskey on and pour me up a shot. 'Cause when the whiskey gets flowing, you'll see another side of this good girl. I'll take you out, we'll have a ball. I'll take your woman in a barroom brawl. Drink the bottom out of this whole world.
I used to be a different kind of woman, the kind of girl to make your mama proud. But then I found a message in a bottle, and it left me wild and just fun out loud. Now once
You can see the Whiskey Bells performs at pubs, Polish Fest, and all around Wisconsin. It is my pleasure to play them and to know them. I'm Sandy Maxx. Thanks for listening to What's on Tap. Catch up on the podcast anytime. News is next on WTMJ.
Can a local bank provide all the big bank services with the friendliness of a small-town neighbor? Waterstone Bank has been doing it for more than a century. This is your Waterstone Bank, and we're invested in the community, supporting education, women's and youth programs, and honoring our brave veterans and frontline heroes. We're at the heart of it all. Welcome to your Waterstone Bank.
Welcome back, Susan. How can I help you today?
Learn more at WSBOnline.com. That's WSBOnline.com. Member FDIC.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone. Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations. Brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp. And new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Increasing taxes while families are paying more for everything from gas to groceries is wrong. Milwaukee voters should oppose increasing property taxes by nearly 30% in order to provide increased funding, yet again, to Milwaukee public schools. They've already wasted nearly $1 billion in new taxpayer funding, and now they want more? They don't even have a plan on how they'll spend it. Enough is enough. Milwaukee voters should just say no.
Paid for by